What up, fight fans all around the world? You're welcome to the Big Man Boxing Podcast, and as usual, I am Chris the Big Man. Welcome to the show. You see it? You see that image on the screen right now? There are two types of people and two types of reaction to that image. The first is one of excitement. Every true fight fan all around the world wants to see these two men step into the ring and fight. As you can see from the image, you can tell who I believe will win that fight. But everyone wants to see them step into the ring to fight. Win or lose. No draws. No draws, people. This is no Tyson Fury Wilder. This is AJ Wilder. But there's another group of people. And this group of people are scared. They dread the day they see AJ put a beating on Deontay Wilder. They dread that day. And why do I say they're scared of that day coming? Because they are no longer interested in the fight. They don't see anything wrong in Wilder saying even if he was offered 50-50 split for this fight, he's not taking it anytime soon. They don't see anything wrong with that. They don't see anything wrong with Wilder saying he can have a trilogy with Luis Ortiz. They don't see anything wrong with Wilder saying he will face Oldtiz again, he will face Fury again, he will face Adam Kownacki again, he will face Charles Martins and all the bombs under the PBC umbrella. They don't see anything wrong in Wilder mentioning all these names without mentioning the name of the boogeyman of the division. The real boogeyman, Anthony Joshua. They see nothing wrong with it. I remember, was it 2 years ago, when Joshua said the fight to unify all the titles, he sees that fight taking place in 2019. I remember how everybody came down on Joshua's neck. A lot of criticism came his way. A lot of people said he's a coward, he's not ready for the fight. Even Wilder said a lot of things. So Joshua got a pushback from the fight world, especially the Wildettes, the Wilder fan girls. But Wilder recently has come out with two statements. This is not he say, she say. This is not no reporter misinterpreting what he says. He went on the Boxing Voice, I believe, a channel he supports, because the guys who run that channel are dossers. They work for Deontay Wilder. Chief of who is Vesto Gibbs, as I choose to call him. He went on that channel and he was asked the question, what if you're offered a 50-50 split? Will you take the fight against Anthony Joshua? You would expect him to say yes, because that's what he has always wanted. He has always said 50, no 50, if there's no 50-50, the fight is not happening. And what did Wilder say? Wilder said that Joshua is not in his plans anytime soon, even if he was offered 50-50. And this is, mind you, coming off the back of the 100 million deal he was offered by DAZN. First fight for 20 million, second fight for a minimum of 40 million, and the third fight for a minimum of 40 million, meaning 100 million to about 120 million. 3 fights. The first fight, Brazil, a fight he has already taken, and a fight in which he made allegedly about 20 million, about 10 million, pardon me. So he was taking half the pay that he was offered. And win, lose or draw in the first fight against Joshua, you will get the opportunity to avenge a loss. And he refused that 100 to 120 million deal. Now this same Wilder said Joshua is not in his plans for 2019, even if it was offered 50-50. His manager, Shelley Winkle, came out and said the same thing, that they have other plans. They have Luis Oldtiz, they have Tyson Fury, they have every bomb on the PBC roster. They have all those fighters. And what happened? The same people who criticized Joshua for saying he will face Wilder in 2019, those same people, where are they now? All of a sudden they are coming to the defense of Deontay Wilder. They think he's alright. They think he's alright. See, I respect your opinion if that's what you believe in. And what am I talking about? If you believe that Wilder is the best heavyweight in the world, if you believe that Joshua is just a hype job, I don't agree with you. It's your opinion, and you have your opinions. They are yours. What can I do? But one thing I can't stand is double standards. Whatever is good for the goose should be good for the gander. Whatever is good for Deontay Wilder should be good for Joshua. What am I talking? I'm talking of consistency. If you criticized Joshua for saying he would face Wilder in 2019, this year, and he said this in 2017, why are you not criticizing Wilder for saying Joshua is not in his plans until 2020, 2021? Why suddenly do you go quiet? Why? Why the inconsistency? That's a big problem. The frustration of the fight world, the real fans, not fangirls of Deontay Wilder, was revealed through the questions by Jim Gray after Wilder knocked out Brazil. Jim Gray said, and I summarize in my own words, that in order for Wilder to be put in the category of the greats like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, at some point he has to step up and face Anthony Joshua. Jim Gray further said that fight fans don't want to see him face Brazil. Fight fans don't want to see him face Luis Oldtiz or any other bombs he has been facing. The fight they really care about is Wilder versus Joshua. That's what we all care about. And what the Wilder say? Good things come to those who wait. It's like he wasn't hearing Jim Gray. Jim Gray further said, fight fans don't have a whole lot of patience. We don't. And this is probably the only issue, the only topic we should all agree on. We need to see that fight for the one name, one face, one champion, no more, no less. That is what we need to see. We don't need to see Wilder face Fury again. We don't need to try and see Fury snooze us to sleep with a decision win, because that could happen. We don't need to see Wilder face Adam Kawanaki. We don't need to see Wilder face Luis Oldtiz 3 more times. Please. We need to put pressure on Wilder and his team to take this fight against Joshua this year. I don't know what What is so, why is it's such a priority for him to suddenly become a superstar this late into his career? Let me put it this way. You can't change how fight fans view certain fighters. To fight fans, certain fighter is a superstar, and to fight fans, this fighter is just a star. You can't change the opinions of fight fans on this. You might get a little following, but there's no way suddenly you're going to become the Mayweather of America. It's not happening. The era of Mayweather is long gone. And why am I saying this? Wilder had his biggest fight in his career against Fury. Wilder had more eyes on that fight than all the eyes combined for all the 30-something fights in his career. All the 39 fights, 39 or 40 fights. And what did that do for him when he headlined a fight without Fury? What did that do for him? On free TV, or will I say subscription based TV, not pay-per-view, Wilder couldn't hit 1 million views. Wilder couldn't hit 1 million views on his own. He needs a Tyson Fury. He needs an Anthony Joshua to sell a fight. Isn't that ironic? Doesn't that tell you that those who are going to stream his fights for free are going to stream his fight for free? Some people are not going to invest a cent in his fights. No matter how much he promotes himself, there are people out there who wouldn't invest a dime to put money in his pocket. No. It is what it is. The pay-per-view era has stolen so much from the fans. We no longer need it. This is the subscription era. No more pay-per-views. No more selling fights for $100. One fight. No more. Doesn't that tell them something? They could even fill up half the venue they used. They couldn't sell all tickets. And guess what? Joshua tickets to the Madison Square Garden MSG at least 5 times more expensive than Wilder's. And it seems like Joshua is doing better in his sales right now. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about Joshua? The former excuse was that Joshua was only doing what he did in the UK. The UK is a small country compared to the United States. They said nobody knows Joshua in America. That's all they said, right? And Joshua's first fight in the United States is in the Madison Square Garden, a venue that Wilder has never headlined. And Joshua tickets, the Brits seem to be doing way better than what Wilder was for the Fury fight and the Brazil fight. What does that tell you? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say let's stop trying to find ways to determine who is a bigger star between both of them, between Joshua and Wilder. It is what it is. Fans aggravate to Joshua for what they love about him, and to the few fans who love Deontay Wilder, it is what it is. They like what they like. There's no use trying to determine who is a bigger star. What we should be trying to determine who is the better fighter. That should be our goal, to determine who the better fighter is, not who the bigger star is. Because it is what it is. Joshua is the bigger star. Joshua has been on the world stage for so long. Wilder is just stepping up now. You can't go into the past and erase all the memories that Joshua has created. You can't. So Wilder, his last interview on the PBC network, as usual, they always bring up the AJ fight. No matter how much he thinks he's getting his shine, Joshua's name is always lurking in the background. And you're about to listen to it. You see, in this interview, you have Sean Porter, Abner Mares, and some lady I don't know. And they ask Wilder two important questions. One is about his comments on his desire to kill someone in the ring, which Wilder got very mad at. And the question was asked by Sean Porter, and the other is about Joshua. It's always about Joshua. You can't avoid Joshua. So let's listen.
Questionably one of the best knockout artists in heavyweight history, the Bronze Bombers, 95.2% knockout rate. It's just a shade behind Anthony Joshua.
Oopsie. You see that? You see that? This is a Deontay Wilder moment, right? This is the moment when Deontay Wilder will have his shine, will have his glory, will have all the accolades. And guess what name pops up? Anthony Joshua. You can't run. They're supposed to be interviewing Wilder, talking about him as one of the greatest puncher, the hardest hitting man in the history of boxing, as one of the man with the best KO ratio. And guess whose name pops up above him? Always. Joshua is always a step ahead of Wilder. Let's hear it.
And well ahead of legends like Rocky Marciano, Vitaly Klitschko, and Frank Bruno. Well, the man knows how to deliver dynamite with his hands, and a dynamite interview as well. Deontay Wilder joining us from Northport.
Everything that was going on,
this is the moment.
My personal opinion, crazy words exchanged on your behalf.
So you see, Sean Porter questioned him about his intent on killing Dominic Brazil in the ring, his desire to have a body on his record. And of course, Sean Porter said in his own opinion that's a crazy thing to say. And let's see Wilder get mad.
Saying that you wanted to, hopefully for the last time we speak about this, kill Dominic Brazil. Do you regret saying that? Do you
it's already getting mad.
Mean it? Where were you driving?
She's already getting mad.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You know who you're talking to. Come on, baby. You know, I don't say things that I don't
Come on, baby.
You know, I don't say things that I don't mean. I'm very serious about what I say. I'm very serious about what I do. Like I said before, I'm passionate about what I say.
Now, I'm not going to bore you with Wilder's spiel.
No,
I respect that.
I don't care about what no one thinks, nor what they say or how they feel. As I can see, everybody tune in just to see me do what I said I was going to do.
Pause there. Everybody. Did Wilder just say everybody? It even gets 1 million views from this fight. And this was not a pay-per-view. This was free TV. This wasn't pay-per-view. This was anybody who has a Showtime subscription getting this fight. This wasn't no pay-per-view. The last pay-per-view was Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Before that was Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. Two little guys. And the American heavyweight champion of the world. Can't get pay-per-view and can't get all eyes on his free fight. So I don't know where everyone tuned into what your fight came from. The fight did bad. Just a bad viewing. Being the fact that you expect him to get some kind of following after his fight against Fury. You expect that, right? That wasn't the case. So, not everybody tuned in. The important part.
Are you planning on fighting this year since the fight ended so quick? And who would it be? Are we getting Joshua anytime soon? I gotta answer that. Ask that question because I think I'm one of million people out there that want to know.
Billions.
Yeah, man.
Watching.
It's a lot of things going on in the heavyweight division. You know, as you guys can see, it's on fire right now, and I'm excited for it. You know, we got a lot of things that's transpiring, and we're gonna see what happens. Far as the big fights is concerned, I don't see now one of those happening this year.
Oh my God!
2020 is gonna be
Did you hear him say that? Even the Fury fight. Wilder doesn't see the Fury fight happening this year. You knocked out Dominic Brazil in seconds. He didn't go through a grueling 12-round fight. And this is the first time I've seen them kind of promote Joshua. They're showing Joshua. Anybody who doesn't know Joshua can see Joshua now. You can see the way he throws his punch. You can see what he looks like. PBC doesn't normally do this.
But for boxing fans around the world, you know, I think with big fights like that, it's going to take more than just the few months that we have left in this year.
That's a boogeyman.
You know, it's a mess, you know, as you guys as fighters, you guys understand and know, you know, how it is with negotiation and when you're going in there, when you have your team and you have the other team, and everyone has to come together. And right now, at this point, no one is together. But the great thing about this is.
So you guys heard it yourself. No unification fights this year. No unification fights. No guarantee that we're going to get it next year. Why is that? Because of Wilder. Now the question I ask you is, are you going to give the same reaction you gave towards Joshua? Or are you going to be biased and create a double standard? I don't care what line of the divide you stand on. One thing we should all agree on is that we want to know who the best heavyweight boxer in the world is. We want to know who's the baddest man on the planet. That's it. And we can only find out when these two men step into the ring. Isn't that what we all want? One name, one face, one champion. So why is Wilder reluctant to face Joshua? Why? I ask you, why? You ask your champion, Wilder, why? Because this is the perfect time. Now is the perfect time. These two men can lose at any moment. Wilder could lose to Oldtiz. Wilder could lose to Fury. Joshua could lose to Ruiz. And then just ruins everything. Why not now? Why not now? This is Big Man Boxing, and that is my reflection on Wilder's attempts to move the goalpost further down to 2020, 2021. It's pathetic and it's sad to see, especially coming from a man who has always preached the gospel of unification. Sad. And that's it, and that's that. I am Chris the Big Man. See you next time. Peace. moment.
my personal opinion, crazy words exchanged on your behalf.
So you see, Sean Porter questioned him about his intent on killing Dominic Brazil in the ring, his desire to have a body on his record, and of course, Sean Porter said in his own opinion that's a crazy thing to say. And let's see Wilder get mad.
Saying that you wanted to, hopefully for the last time we speak about this, kill Dominic Brazil. Do you regret saying that? Do you
He's already getting mad.
mean it? Where were you driving?
He's already getting mad.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You know who you're talking to. Come on, baby. You know, I don't say things that I don't mean.
Baby.
You know, I don't say things that I don't mean. I'm very serious about what I say. I'm very serious about what I do. Like I said before, I'm passionate about what I say, and I'm passionate about what I do, or I wouldn't be the realest champion in the business. Like I said, me and Dominic Brazil had something on the outside of the ring. He threatened my family. When you threaten my family, there comes things behind that, you know, consequences of your actions, if I may say so. And with that being said, I threaten him as well too. Why would I take something bad? It's only right. I protected my family like I've always known to do. No one's gonna come to my backyard. No one's gonna come to my city, my state, and threaten me after I put you on a car. Nah, it won't happen. I don't regret nothing I said. My actions spoke louder than my words, and that's all that matters. It's boxing. It's a fight. And if people can't handle boxing, I think you should find you another sport.
I don't always agree with you on Wilder, but I agree with him on that. It's boxing. Yeah, I know. What is something as obvious as a potential death in the ring, all everybody should know about. Yeah, you don't have to make it that obvious. Yeah, I know every blow that's been thrown to the head is potentially leading to death, but we don't have to rub it on the faces of the world, because if it happens, it's tragic, something bad. But I think I'm tired of people bringing this up. If Wilder wants to continue to speak out publicly about his intent to kill someone in the ring, let him be. Let him be. I have no problem with that.
I'm the most exciting heavyweight in the business, and you get what you want. You get knockouts, great knockouts, and I'm gonna speak my piece, and that's the end of that. Thank you.
How did you feel, because obviously you still feel very passionate about the whole subject in general, how did you feel about the response that you got from fans, from media? Did you expect the response that you got, and were you taken aback by the way that lots of people, prominent people within the boxing community, reacted negatively to what you had said?
Look, you know, when I say things, people get butthurt about it. There's so many sensitive, butthurt people
I
in
agree
the world.
with you on that, Wilder. A lot of sensitive
one thing I
people
can't
in
stand is a
2019.
sensitive, butthurt type of person. You
Yep.
know, words hurt, of course it does. You know, but I don't care who thinks anything about it. You know,
I respect that.
I don't care about what no one thinks, nor what they say or how they feel. As I can see, everybody tune in just to see me do what I said I was gonna do.
Pause there. Everybody. Did Wilder just say everybody? It even gets 1 million views from this fight. And this was not a pay-per-view. This was free TV. This wasn't pay-per-view. This was anybody who has a Showtime subscription getting this fight. This wasn't no pay-per-view. The last pay-per-view was Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Before that was Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner. Two little guys. And the American heavyweight champion of the world. Can't get pay-per-view and can't get all eyes on his free fight. So I don't know where this everyone tuned into what your fight came from. The fight did bad. Just a bad viewing. being the fact that you expect him to get some kind of following after his fight against Fury. You expect that, right? That wasn't the case. So, not that boy tuned in.
Dude, that's the crazy part about it. You don't criticize a man, but you tune in. It's on fire right now, and
I gotta ask that question because I think I'm one of a million peoples out there.
enjoy the show.
Wilder, who's
The
next for
important
you?
part.
Are you planning on fighting this year since the fight ended so quick? And who would it be? Are we getting Joshua anytime soon? I gotta ask that question because I think I'm one of a million peoples out there that want to know.
Billions
Yeah, man.
watching.
It's a lot of things going on in the heavyweight division. You know, as you guys can see, it's on fire right now, and I'm excited for it. You know, we got a lot of things that's transpiring, and we're gonna see what happens. Far as the big fights is concerned, I don't see now one of those happening this year.
Oh my God.
2020 is gonna be
Did you hear him say that? Even the Fury fight. Wilder doesn't see the Fury fight happening this year. You knocked out Dominic Brazil in seconds. He didn't go through a grueling 12-round fight. And this is the first time I've seen them kind of promote Joshua. They're showing Joshua. Anybody who doesn't know Joshua can see Joshua now. You can see the way he throws his punch. You can see what it looks like. PBC doesn't normally do this.
But for boxing fans around the world, you know, I think with big fights like that, it's going to take more than just the few months that we have left in this year.
That's a boogeyman.
You know, it's a mess, you know, as you guys as fighters, you guys understand and know, you know, how it is with negotiation and when you go in there, when you have your team and you have the other team, and everyone has to come together, and right now, at this point, no one is together. But the great thing about this is